Hey guys, so I was talking to my dad the other day and he said I hadn't made a video for quite a while now, so I figured I'd do one for you. So I'm out here. It's a lovely John Kerry day here today. And some changes around here. That's a new one right there. And one of that one, or the other brown one over there, is the mother of that one. Got a few more cows. These are proper beef cows, not these dairy cows like this black and white one here. And not much to tell you, you know. I've been doing mostly farm work around here, doing a little bit of cleanup in the barn here. And from that comes one thing I'll show you guys. You might find somewhat interesting. It's not exactly unusual, but I'd been looking for a skid steer for a while now. To clean out the barn as much as anything. Previously we rented them. It cost us about $600 for a weekend. And as you can expect, after a while it gets a little expensive, to the point where you could buy a good used one for that kind of money. And that's what I did. Bought this thing. This is a Bobcat 743. Now it's a little beat. Definitely needs some work. Has some good and bad points. We'll go over the bad points first, and then the good points. So first bad point, clearly it's had some repair on the loader arms. You might be able to see it. They look a little bit skewed, like to the one side. It might have been rolled at one point, or at least it was beat pretty hard. Obviously somebody made some use of the rollover protection system, whether they rolled it or they just slammed it into something, low bridge. I couldn't tell you. Needs new tires. These still hold air. Just fine by me. There's obviously been some interesting modifications. I added the pin because it didn't have one. That's the fuel shutoff right there, which I'll try and see if I can't work out something better than that. Apart from those things, those are the only real major issues. The seat bar, safety bar, is a little bit of a gut buster, but no more padding left. But apart from that, it's not too bad. Don't know the number of hours on it. It shows about 3,700 hours, and that's what it was sold to me with. But they didn't mention that the hour meter had stopped at some point, so who knows how long it actually has on it. It's got a Kubota 4-banger in it. I'll just see if I can yank this open with one hand. I might have to put you guys down. Oh, hang on. There we go. It looks, clean. There's a bit of an oil leak somewhere here up top. I can't tell where. A bit of jerry-rigging obviously on it, but it doesn't seem too bad. Not 100% sure if this is the original engine or not. I'm going to guess it may be, but I also had some thoughts that it might have been something out of a tractor too, but who knows. I'm not too worried about it. It runs and starts really well. And it doesn't seem to really use oil, at least not so far. I've had it since, Sunday today. And I brought it home Thursday night. And let's close this damn hatch. And I used it all day yesterday pretty much to clean out the barn. It doesn't look like it's been cleaned up, but I let the lambs back in last night. Most of that pile was not there yesterday. There's a good bit of manure in here. It seems to do an okay job. It'd be nice to have a proper manure bucket, but hey, like this will do. The good of it, like I said, is that it seems to start and run well. It's all here, unlike some of the ones I've seen, and that had, basically the only things that I saw cheaper than this one were either way smaller in gas or didn't have an engine in them. I was debating whether or not I was going to say how much I paid. It's really hard for, I think, a person to judge whether or not I got a good deal on it or not. I paid 5,500 Canadian for it. I was at an auction a few weeks ago, and the one I wanted to get, which was a case 1825, went for $7,000. A broken case 1825, one that the hydraulics weren't working on, went for $5,000 at that same auction. Bigger 1840s went for around $6,500. I tried to buy another 1845, or was it an 1835? I think it was an 1835 off of local classifieds, and that guy was asking $65 for that one, and he ended up dumping it for $3,000 while I was talking to him about buying it, because he couldn't get it to start after he replaced the injectors. So whatever, missed out on that one. I missed out on a couple other ones. There was another case 1840 that a guy wanted $55 for, and that was gone last weekend. So when I bought this one, it was like, okay, you know, like anything in this price range goes pretty damn fast, especially if it's, you know, operational, and this one certainly is. Like, I got a day's use out of it already, and I haven't had any problems, other than the back door popping open because there was no pin on it, and that back door popping open had the interesting effect of killing the engine, because it popped open, the swung closed on the shut off and killed it in the middle of me using it, making me think that I blew something up. Anyways, there you go. What am I going to do to this thing? Well, I'm going to use it. I think for $55, you don't see these Bobcats going for any kind of a decent price. Quite frankly, if I threw a coat of paint on it, I know I'd get more than my money back by a long shot. The cheapest Bobcat I saw that was comparably sized, I've seen Bobcats for $4,800, but they were the smaller gas ones. But comparably sized was, you know, $8,000 and $9,000. So I'm not too worried about getting my money back on this one. You know, I can get a set of tires for it for between $400 and $700, new tires. If I want to go used, I could get them for $10 a piece. In any case, I'm rambling. I don't know what else to tell you guys. You know, I'm going to be busy this summer here. I'm going to try and get some stuff done. You know, I've still got that stupid Ford F-350 in my shop, that 2001 Ford F-350, and I've just had enough of it. I think if anybody who lives in southwestern Ontario wants it, I'll basically give it away for $2,000, because I've had enough of looking at it. That doesn't include the new tires on it, nor does it include the wet bed I welded up on it. First come, first serve thing. If you guys are watching this, I just simply can't be bothered to fix the rust repair on the floors anymore. I'm just tired of looking at that thing. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Did I leave that fucking thing on?